room. What a basketball game from your Milwaukee Bucks. That's back-to-back, 2 in a row. That's 8 of their last 10. 118, 116 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Thought they could, Justin, they thought they could bring their B team in and just roll things out. They thought it was sweet. They thought it was sweet. Thought you'd come through with your backups and Jared Allen and Dean Wade and get you a win in the 5-serve? No, sir. No, sir. Bucks had other thoughts coming. Come on in the room. Bucks win it tonight. We've said that 8 of the last 10 times the Bucks have played. Hello. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. He writes out all our descriptions. It gives us our medicine. Oh, man, I'm almost here. In our room. We are live. Chris Carter.
Justin.
Hey, just me and Justin. Chris King still out under the weather. JT out tonight, so just us. We won't be long tonight on a back-to-back, but we do have to come to you and talk this thing through after the Milwaukee Bucks get a 2-point win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Woo! What a night. What a night. This thing ends with how it began, a Cleveland Cavaliers offensive rebound, a second chance opportunity, but for the fact that Jared Allen is a bum, but for the fact that Jared Allen has had that same weak-ass fro for the last, how long he been in the league?
Too long.
He had that same weak fro forever with the same swag with the little goofy ninja headband he got on and his fingertip didn't get off the ball there, and the Bucks get the win. Listen, man, I'm excited. I'm pumped up for this basketball team because this is what you need to see. And I don't care that the Cavaliers were missing James Harden and they were missing Donovan Mitchell and they were missing Evan Mobley. Giannis better than all of them combined. And that's who we missing. So I don't want to hear Bucks have missed Giannis for game after game after game after game after game. So I don't too much want to hear about people who are going to lecture us here about how the Bucks should have won this game and it should have been easy. That's fine. You're on a back-to-back. You go find a win. You go find a win. And that's what the Bucks did tonight. They found a win through adversity, through everything. And these guards, man, they battle. Ryan Rollins and KPJ just battle. Man, I'm pumped up about this basketball. Hit the like button if you're in here. You're happy about this dub. Come on in the room. Talk to us in the chat. Talk to us on the Twitter at TCIIYEEE. Good stuff. Bucks win 118-116. All right, let's do it. Let's get to a game recap tonight after a 118-116 victory. All starters over 15 points tonight. Every starter over 15. You have, let's start with A.J. Green, 15, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 5 for 10 from the field, 5 for 10 from 3. He was a plus 15 on the night. Again, you got to hit threes. You got to hit shots. A.J. Green hit the shots tonight. I thought he worked very hard defensively. I thought I saw him working very hard, chasing around Sam Merrill. Sam Merrill had a flurry in the first half where he was really good. But I saw A.J. Green pass the ball. Listen, and again, it looks much better when you're hitting the shots. You got to hit the shots. You are the three-point specialist. You can't just be out there for spacing. You can't just be out there for gravity. You've got to actually produce. And tonight he produced. Jake Killer says you got to change the background of KPJ and Rollins. For the record, this is not the only reason this is even here is because Chris King's out. Otherwise, I don't usually run the show. It's a totally different background. But I was impressed with A.J. Green tonight. Kyle Kuzma, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 6 of 14 from the field, he was 5 of 10 from 3. I thought Kyle Kuzma defensively, I thought he was excellent defensively tonight. I thought he was 26 minutes, that feels about right. I thought he was excellent. At one point in the second half, again, the other thing, Doc Rivers is making adjustments. Every single night, Doc Rivers has a wrinkle in the second half to change things up. And the Bucks had an opportunity. You're right. They should have won this by 10, 15 points. We'll get to Ryan Rollins in a second and what he did in the third quarter, but he made up for it in the fourth, and that's all that matters. Miles Turner, I thought, and another thing about Kuz, again, he was hitting his shots. When you're hitting a 3-ball, it was. Listen, you're very playable. Miles Turner tonight, 15 points, 3 rebounds. That's a problem. He was 6 of 9, 3 of 5 from 3. So, to Turner's credit, even though what he lacked in rebounding, I got to get he hit some shots and he got up 15 points. And if you're not going to rebound and you're not going to do the things that you need to do, the dirty work as we call it, like there's no reason that KPJ has 8 rebounds tonight to Miles Turner's 3. There's no reason that Kyle Kuzma has 4 rebounds. There's no reason Ryan Rollins has the same amount of rebounds as Miles Turner. It is getting sickening, man. It's getting sickening, and that's why. And again, Turner's gonna escape the big time criticism only because he gets 15 points. But there's a reason Jericho Sims continues to play more than him. There's a reason Jericho Sims and there's a reason that in the crunch time, Doc Rivers says, "I gotta go Jericho." And he's not wrong at all. KPJ, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals from KPJ. Swiper, no swiping. 10 of 16 from the field. Didn't hit a 3, +7, game-winning shot. That last possession the Bucks had, I thought it was rough. I didn't think they were going to get – I didn't think they were – it didn't like they got the shot that they wanted. Maybe it was. I know you said you didn't get all of Doc's audio. I wonder what they were thinking on that last possession. But, it ended up being kind of a very regular, late in the clock KPJ D-cell, one-leg, jumper that he can hit. But, I don't know if that's a shot. I don't know if that's the way I would draw it up to win a game. But he has hit that shot on multiple occasions. And he did it tonight. And I believe it was over Jared Allen. If I'm not mistaken. Ryan Rollins, 18 and 9 assists, 3 rebounds, 8 of 13 for the field, 2 of 6 from 3. He did have 4 turnovers. Listen, Ryan Rollins in that third so the Bucks were up 12 in the third quarter. And, they were rolling. And KPJ went out. And Ryan Rollins he basically let Cleveland back in the game. He basically gave Cleveland the lead. That's what he did. He gave Cleveland, I believe it was turnover. I know then he missed the 3. I believe they hit a couple threes off of it. It was as bad. And then he came back in at the end of the third and gave up a straight line basket to Dennis Schroeder for Cleveland to take the lead. Again, this is a 12-point game, and all the momentum, and Rollins gave it all. That was really on Rollins. Like I rarely say things like on one person. That was on Rollins. But as bad as he was in the third, he came back in the fourth. I believe he had 7 of his 18 in the fourth quarter. Got to his spot, did what he needed to do, and again, all's forgiven when you win. Jericho Sims double, 11 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Justin, he closing the fridge with both his hands. He closing the fridge. That's grown man basketball is what you see from Jericho Sims. Cam Thomas, 7 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. You saw him get into it with Doc a little bit. I think he's frustrated by the minutes. And I don't know. Again, they said he's on a minutes restriction. I believe he's a little bit frustrated. I think he thought he was gonna come here, but we trying to win, dog. And you can't turn the ball over. I think, if anything, what I've seen is that Rollins at point, if you got somebody really aggressively pressuring him, it's tough. And Cam Thomas the same way. And that's why when we talk about, and I think everyone's like, oh, if you change the starting lineup, I don't know how you take KPJ out of the lineup. He's the best ball handler I think by far. By far, he's the best ball handler on the team. And when you have a Keon Ellis pressuring you, you got to be able to keep that rock. And Rollins gave it up, and Cam Thomas gave up, had 2 turns. He cried at Doc if you want to. You had 16 minutes, you had 2 turnovers. I'm sorry, big dog. Sit your ass down. Come back tomorrow. We'll see you when they play again. Justin,
Friday against the Knicks.
We'll see you Friday against New York. See what happens. Bobby Portis, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 21 minutes for him. Ousmane Dieng, 5 points, 2 assists, 1 of 6 from the field. On the Cleveland side of things, you had Jalen Tyson. Thought he was really good tonight, 14 and 10. Dean Wade, no points. Jared Allen was dominant in that first half, 27-11. Sam Merrill, 14 and 5. Dennis Schroeder, 26. Keon Ellis, 14 and 4. He also had 4 made threes. And Craig Porter Jr., 8 points. And you had Thomas Bryant with 11. At the end of the day, though, Justin, you got to hand it to these guys. It's if JT were here, he'd say you take the pretty with the gritty. And tonight wasn't pretty, but you needed this win. You need to keep pace and I know Charlotte and Atlanta were both off, but both of them have had some, they've gotten to play Brooklyn, they've gotten to play the Washingtons of the world, they've gotten to play the Chicagos of the world recently. So they've been having a real chill schedule. And the Bucks, it's just about winning and finding ways. And I mean, tonight, they battled, man. I get it. You got beat on the glass, 36-44. Cleveland had 16 offensive rebounds. But I mean, you won a game where you took 5 free throws to 27. Cleveland took 27 more free throws. They took 27 free throws to the Bucks 5. They made 17 more free throws than the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. But the Bucks did beat them. The Bucks made 7 more threes. So, and last thing I say though, Justin, and for people who, it was their B team. I don't know anything about the Bucks because of Vegas, and I made me a pretty little penny tonight. The Vegas had the Bucks as 3.5-point dogs. And that was after they knew Harden was going to be out, Mobley was going to be out, Mitchell was going to be out. Okay. Bet. 118-116 Bucks. Matthew Adlar, Super Chat, he says, let's effing go. I believe. Can't wait for the Giannis return. I'm with you. I'm locked in. Like I said, I don't know. I believe. I'm not sure what I believe, but I do believe it. They are going to at least be in this. It sounds great. Why am I celebrating? I felt like Pat Bear. They're gonna be in the play-in. They're gonna be in the play-in at the very least. So we'll see how this goes, man. But I at the end of the day, I'm extremely proud of this team. They did an excellent job. They battled through adversity, and you battled through adversity from officiating, through adversity from the Cavaliers being bigger than you and better than you on the boards, and then you battled through your own adversity of bonehead plays and bonehead mistakes. And like I said, a lot of stuff went wrong. You found a way to win. That's what I saw, Justin. What'd you see?
Man, like JT says, a whole lot of what you saw. Isn't that the phrase? Shout out to JT, man. Hope Chris King is on the mend, getting healthy. Hey, man, I think I'm going to be out of pocket tonight, dog. I think I'm gonna be out of pocket tonight.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna make a proclamation at the end of this stuff, man. And call me a homer, call me delusional. We having fun being delusional now, though. 8 out of 10 makes it a lot more fun. Let's get to the radio's player of the game. It was Mr. Ryan Rollins. He said, "I knew it was winning time. I had to pressure Dennis Schroeder, and I knew he was gonna drive. I knew he was gonna try to get a foul, and luckily we were saved by the bell at the end." And he said, I did a great job just staying aggressive, and things didn't go my way and during the game, and I made a lot of mistakes, but I still found a way to fight through it, and that's because he believes in himself. The thing I love about Ryan Rollins is he does believe in himself, and he's going to go. And if the game's on the line, I'm good for it. I got a little bit of Doc. So Doc said that towards the end of the game, that last play, we're looking to get the guards downhill. Kind of got a little bit stagnant there. But the entire game, the guys, KPJ, Scoot, we call him, and Rhino did a great job of getting downhill. For all y'all AJ haters the last few days, he said the Cleveland Cavaliers tried to take AJ Green's shooting away. So that's why that gentleman's on the floor, because you got other teams game planning for him defensively. And wait till Giannis comes back. It's going to be even more open for him. Way more fouls they had, way more second chance points, offensive rebounds from Cleveland. Still won the basketball game, and we won the basketball game because we shot the basketball very well tonight. And winning 8 out of 10, you know, he's talking about the mentality of it, right? Trey, you know it in football. If a dude burns you 4 times, you may be like, dog, he might get me again. With me in golf, if you're missing your putt to the left, you're like, man, I'm pulling this one to the left off the rip. So he said the mentality of the team was you can't do it because you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it. Now we think we're going to win it. And during this game, all the adversity we face, and that's what I'm so excited about. 2 games back-to-back, ton of adversity. These are games earlier in the season. We lose by 10 to 15 points, and we come in here and we throwing stuff off the wall because I'm so upset, but we won these games. Sims rolling to the rim is great. It forces the defense to get back and guard him. Had Jared Allen, pretty good defensive center, I would say, had him kind of second guessing. And then when he doesn't go in and he sticks to Sims, you see Rollins and KPJ getting layups.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about when Giannis comes back. That's another guy you could put in that roll and roll. Lord, that's funny. You got Sims that can do it, and then Kuzma as well. 7 guys in double figures. That's the way we're going to have to play with Mr. Antetokounmpo out of the lineup, and he's coming back. So, oh, baby, we bought, like, it's so up, man. I said a proclamation I'm going to make, man. You know, JT, I remember when y'all brothers first allowed me on this show, man, and even before when I was listening, JT always has a phrase, and it's getting out of the first round. We doing it this year. We doing it this year. Our worst year ever, and we're going to do it. Now, you talked about Cam Thomas a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Cam, listen, dog. This ain't the Brooklyn Nets. This ain't just going out here and putting up the back of your basketball car. We are here to win basketball games. So when you don't got it, just like Miles had to last game, you got to sit down, homie. If Bobby's struggling, he got to sit down. If KPJ, whoever it is, if you're struggling, we are deep enough now where we can win basketball games without you. And Cam, don't get it twisted, because we may beat the New York Knicks and a couple other teams because of you. And you are a phenomenal player at times, but when you don't have it, you just don't got it. You got to sit down. I thought Jericho Sims absolutely amazing tonight, man. Talk about his rebounding. Talk about the dunking, the basketball. Send a message. You're not going to do that little soft stuff, and that I'm coming in 2 hands, and I dare you to jump. And Jared Allen, again, he's supposed to be one of the better shot blockers in the NBA, allegedly. And he watching that man dunk. That's a grown man. Sign that boy. Oos did enough. Bobby, I mean, we got to, a lot of this stuff, man, we got to box these guys out, and we got to get these rebounds. Like, stop letting these dudes, and I understand Allen, he's big as a tree, so he's going to jump and grab rebounds. But these Wade guys and the Sam Merrills and them guys can't be getting offensive rebounds, man. It just can't happen. I thought the guards were great, though. I really liked Rollins' defensive pressure. He did it a couple times on Schroeder and stuff like that.
Schroeder fly. And they went and reviewed the one where Schroeder. Hell, why can't we overturn him and call a flop? What happened to calling flops? Because that's the thing. If that wasn't a foul, which it clearly wasn't, if it wasn't a foul, how did he fall? I mean, he literally jumped and fell out of bounds. So how do you not call a flop there? I'm trying to figure that out. What happened to calling flops? What happened to text for flops?
They need to tee that boy up for being so damn ugly anyways, but, you know, that's a whole nother situation, man. Poop stain looking little boy, man. I can't stand that boy, man. I hate Schroeder. Hey, I wish he run up on the dudes he know he can run up on, right? You running up on Luka because you know Luka's a trash talker, but he's a nice guy. You run up on one of these wrong guys. Run up on KPJ. See if he don't smack the you know what out of you, man. I am so impressed. But one thing I do want to give the Cleveland Cavaliers, I know you talked about Jared Allen. I thought he played a hell of a ball game tonight, though, man. Just too bad that the bell went off. But your boy out there, Atkinson, he coaches those guys well. And even for his B team, them guys played a good basketball game. But Doc, hey, another good night for Doc Rivers tonight and that coaching staff. Lisa and Marcus talked about it. Doc was getting on those guys. And the thing about Cam Thomas that I like about Ryan, Doc is coaching these guys hard. And this type of stuff is what's going to propel us to winning a series in the first round. Because these kids ain't going to be scared. Hey, man, again, last thing I got, if you are not excited about this Milwaukee Bucks thing and you still over there counting ping pong balls and all that, man, hey, man, you got to leave that alone, man. And like you said, bro, anybody want to bench KPJ? Lord have mercy. I don't know what we call them people, man. Call them something though. My mom told me stop calling people names, so we call them something.
Yeah, nah, they haters at the very least. But again, you look at the list of DMPs: Gary Harris, Andre Jackson Jr., Pete Nance, Gary Trent, Thanasis. Bucks go 9 deep tonight. The lowest minutes played were Usman, who had 13. Again, he was 1 of 6. I still thought he did some decent things, but you saw again, you see who the heavy minutes guys are on a back-to-back, and I believe KPJ played 36 minutes last night. He goes 37. Rollins goes basically 35. AJ Green goes 37. Everybody else got to get in where you fit in. Jericho Sims goes 29. Everybody else is really get in where you fit in. And to your point, that first half, I mean, this game, and that's why it would have been very frustrating to lose because this game there were 2 guys who were dominating the game for Cleveland. It was Jared Allen, who it was just getting every rebound imaginable and putbacks and layups and all those types of things. And I think the Bucks, again, talk about Doc Rivers, did a great job adjusting in the second half because I believe he had 20 and I believe he had did he have 18 and 8 or something at the half? Maybe 20 and 8.5 or something like that. And he finished with 27 and 11. So the Bucks clearly changed the plan up on him. And I thought Kuz did a good job. I thought those guys gang rebounded much better in the second half. And then it was Keon Ellis to me, who again just was a pest defensively and got in the passing lanes and was all over the place. But you talked about it. The guards the Bucks have, man, are in KPJ and Rollins. Those 2 guys are, and child Detroit, what up, though? Those 2 guys, man, they just fight so hard. They keep this team in basketball games, and they are the true grit of this basketball team without Giannis. And so KPJ is the engine that makes things go. Ryan Rollins, again, Lisa talked about tonight, 3-level scorer, getting to his spots. And then you gotta have the performances. You gotta have the AJ Green hitting threes. If Kuz is gonna be out, if you pulling, you gotta hit the shots. Turner, if you out there pulling, you gotta hit the shots. And I thought, again, they just did they did enough of it. A little bit too much fouling, but you just got to find a way. I saw somebody in the chat say that ref. That one of the refs asked if the crew chief they should call a flop. I saw her say something. I didn't know if that's what you saw. If that's what she really said. That'd be interesting. I didn't pick up exactly what she said, but I did see him say no. But that was interesting. Todd Merrill said, "Any truth to the rumors? Chris is coming back." I don't know. There's a rumor that he's coming back. I don't see it. I really don't. I'd love it, but I just don't see it at all.
Well, who's he gonna play over for the 3 in this thing? Like he can't. I don't think he can play over Kuz, and I don't think he can play over Oos. And I know Chris is a Bucks legend and he's all that stuff, but I just think his better days are behind us. We don't have enough basketballs for shots to go around right now. So you bring in Chris Middleton. Who's he taking minutes from, number one? We got a bunch of guys that are young and athletic that need to get on the floor. They can't get on the floor. So if he wants to come back and wants to ride it out with us this year and be a veteran leadership and stuff like that, I'm all cool with that. But I really I am a huge Chris Middleton fan. Huge. But I don't see where he fits on this team.
Listen, I think there are some nights where you could play him. Again, you're talking about when Giannis comes back playing, because Well, there's people who think Pete Nance should play, but you're right now. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got five guys that are basically DMP CDs every night. So I mean, I think there is there's a could he get in at some point in time? I don't know. I mean, I could see. I'm not. He could never get 20, 25. He's not getting 25 minutes on this team, but could he get some spot duty, 10, 15 somewhere? I don't know. NYC Randy Super Chat says, great win today. Would love for more actions with Cam Thomas, but hey, it's Doc. I always wanted Keon skills on the Bucks. You seen why today? No, there was a lot of people who were asked for Keon Ellis, and yeah, perfect display of why you would ask for him. I thought he looked great for Cleveland. That's a big time pickup, and he's gonna be great for them in the playoffs. And again, just shows the incompetence from Sacramento that this guy couldn't get on the court out there. And they had that guy on their bench and they weren't playing him. Justin,
That's what happened. That's what happens when you're coached by a loving hip hop guy, not a basketball guy. I'm sorry.
That's messed up. We talking about my guy Doug Christie. That's crazy. Let me ask you about. I want to go back to the Cam Thomas thing. Are you making anything of it because he was clearly upset when Doc took him out? You make anything of that, or where do you fall there on the Cam Thomas stuff?
If he's not upset, then I don't want him on his team. I want a guy that's fiery, that wants to go out there and wants to hoop. You should be upset getting pulled out the game. And I don't think Doc took it as a sign of disrespect or anything like that, because Doc's a competitor himself. I want Cam to keep that winning edge like that, because you know what? He's going to have something to prove when we play the New York Knicks on Friday. And I'm if you do the parlay stuff, if it's legal in your state, Cam Thomas over 20, I'd hammer it hard all day. No pause.
Yeah, that's a good point you bring up. Yeah, I'm upset if Cam Thomas isn't upset. Todd Merrill super chat, appreciate it. I think he just want to show some love. My guy Todd, so appreciate the super chat there. But I'm
Trey,
go ahead.
Sorry, one thing, because I see the super chats coming through, and I'm definitely very appreciative of all of y'all. I just want to say, man, look, OG dropped the ball on sending out the Buck stuff. Trey got all the addresses in his inbox. The people that have Buck stuff coming to you, it's going to come. Just be patient with us. That's all on me. Oh man, be getting tired out here in these streets, man. Go ahead, Trey. I'm sorry.
I got you. Yeah, okay. So you missing some stuff, but we'll get it out to you. NYC Randy says minutes will go even more down in the playoffs if we make it. Of course, Oos, I love it, but doubt he plays much. Same with Pete. That's just playoff basketball. No, you're right about that. And don't forget, you talk about not just in the playoffs. When Giannis comes back, those minutes are going to go down. There's no question. There is no question, no doubt about it. When Giannis gets back into the lineup, guys are going to lose minutes. And that's going to be probably between Jang, Kuzma, and Turner. Again, because now, what people will say is, well, Turner should play better with Giannis, and then they'll ask the question of, can you play lineups with Sims and Giannis together, two non-shooters? I think you can, but it'll be interesting to see how that kind of plays out. But you got to be, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to rebound the basketball. And so we'll see. Again, I agree, Turner should be better, and maybe that'll be Sims who loses some minutes too. But everybody's gonna have to give a little when Giannis comes back. Playoffs, non-playoffs, all of that. But again, all of these games, NYC into the chat, all these games, again, I get it, they're not playoff games per se, but when you're 26-31, what are Bucks right now? 27-31?
Something like that. One of them.
They're now 20. I don't see it. My eyes.
5 under or 4 under? I can't remember.
26-31. When you're 26-31. All these games are basically playoff games at this point. You are battling for you are a game out of the 10 seed, and you got a Charlotte team that's 7-3, and you talk about the Bucks being 8-2 in their last 10. Charlotte 7-3 in their last 10. Atlanta's 5-5, but they've won 2 in a row. And Orlando is sitting 5 games in front of you. They're 6-4 in their last 10. So I mean, you gotta step it up with your level of play just to get into the play-in. And if you have any aspirations to do anything beyond that, You got to play some really good basketball. So again, all these games are on that level of playoff kind of atmosphere. And again, the Bucks have started to answer that call, and we'll continue to see it. What you laughing at, Justin?
You know what we need?
What's
I'm
that?
thinking about you. Hey, pause. I'm thinking about you, though. You know what we need, dog? We need a George Webb win streak, dog. That'd be perfect right now. George Webb win streak. One thing to keep in mind with the Atlanta Hawks and the Charlotte Hornets, we have the tiebreakers on the season series right now against both of those ball clubs. And I know they're ahead of us by percentage points, but loss column, we're tied with them. So you can look at your glass half empty, not you, Trey, but just in general, and you can say we're the 11th seed. My junk always half full. So I say we're the 9 seed right now due to tiebreakers and all that other stuff. But we're going to sort all that stuff out. And I think if we win 12 in a row, we got to get the guru to get up there and get some of the George Webb specials. And we need a video of him eating and enjoying the great burgers. If you don't say the burgers are great, well, homie, y'all just don't understand. It ain't about the burgers. It's about the street. I'd eat cardboard. I'd eat a piece of cardboard if we could win 15 in a row right now.
Yeah, so when I go to Milwaukee, maybe I'll take a stop at George Well. I'll be up there at the end of March, and I might make a stop at the G Dubs, and see what they got going on up there. Ian Fassa says, "Do you guys get your free fraud?" I'm not. So back when I was in Milwaukee, I'm not in Milwaukee currently. But no, I never went and got the. Well, back when I don't feel like it was a frost. No, it was like a chili bowl. Like they was giving out free chili for wins. I probably would have done the frosty. I feel like it was chili though for a long time.
Chili trash. I got one frosty in my life for the free jump, and that was the most important one. That was after they won the NBA title.
Important, very important. After that one, Daryl Clayton super chat. He says, "Don't eat it. Don't eat that." Yeah, I've been in George Webb before. I mean, them George Webb. Hey, listen. I wouldn't go if I knew the way. Y'all know that. James Moore says that they suck. And okay, so they're asking for you to eat cardboard on the next win streak. Will Lincoln says, "Can I send you guys some stuff for the love of it? You guys hold it down forever." Absolutely. You can always send us some. You send us whatever you want. Well, I'll put it right here on the show. Whatever you got. Liger HD says, "Why is Bobby guaranteed minutes?" Again, I just look at but. I get the question, but look at the roster here. Why wouldn't he be? And I mean, Bobby tonight, he was 4 of 8, 2 of 4 from the 3-point line. I thought he had some big shots. 20 minutes feels about right to me. 20 minutes feels right. Like Bobby he's not ass. 20 minutes feels right. 15, 20 minutes feels good. And whatever you can do. And again, if you hoop it in them 15, 20, then it might turn to 25. But yeah, I thought Bobby was fine tonight. Honestly, I didn't have any issue with it. And the reason he gets minutes is you look down that list. I mean, now you can make the argument that you're gonna play Pete Nance front, but I don't know if that's true. It's the same argument with Kuzma and Jang. Like there's a lot of people say, "Oh, you got to play Jang in front of Kuzma." Well, I believe that's 2 nights in. What did Jang do the other night? I thought he played well though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. But while you're looking that up, Bobby's minutes are guaranteed because he scored 21 the game before that.
Right, exactly.
And they tried to put Schroeder on him in the post, and he made him in a barbecue chicken a couple times. I know he blew a layup or blew a little turnaround hook or whatever where he thought Allen was a little bit closer. But, hey, man, Bobby is a good integral part of this basketball team. Is he the best defensive player on the floor? No. But for what we need for him sometimes, a big shot, that's why Bob would do it. Sorry, Trey, I didn't mean to jump in.
No, I'm just saying. I thought that for what it's worth, I was just saying. And Jang did have a nice game the other night, but Kuz to me the thing that sets Kuz apart a little bit, and Kuz definitely outplayed him tonight. Is defensively. Well, number one, he's stronger. He's stronger. And Kuz has changed his habits where he's not throwing the ball away every 5 seconds and making bonehead plays. But he just has a little bit more of an NBA body, and and I think that counts for something. And then he has this tendency to go on these flurries. And tonight he went on one again. you don't win this game without the contributions from basically everybody on the court tonight. Everybody contributed in a positive way at some point, and you needed all of it to find a victory. Clearly, because you won by 2 points, and so Bobby will play over Nance. Same thing, but man, there were times I thought the only one I thought Bobby didn't do a good job on was he. The other thing the Bucks are doing, I get to rambling. The other thing the Bucks are doing really well now, they're matchup hunting. They used not to do that for whatever reason, but they seem in the last 15 games to have decided to wake up and play actual purposeful basketball and matchup hunt. And whenever Cleveland would put a small on Bobby tonight, it was okay. That's the time where you go, quote unquote, black hole Bobby. I don't mind when there's a clear mismatch, dump it down and go to work. And he hit a couple of those. And it's like you dump that down and go to work. Now, if they double it, you pass out. But I don't mind dumping to Bobby and waiting to see, because he's a very good offensive player. You put a small on him, I'm dumping down, letting him back you down and figure out what he wants to do all night long. But his issue, he had one where he had a small on him and got caught up way up underneath the basket and just blew what really should have been an easy 2 points and blew it. And I don't know if he got back in after that. But the other thing, I mean, Doc Rivers tonight was, again, without Giannis. It seems like when Giannis went out with his injury, Doc Rivers has been as fiery as I've seen him in his 2-year tenure here this is year 3 in Milwaukee, right? This is year 3? Because he came in he stepped in half a season for...
Last year, I thought was his first year.
No. AG got fired 2 years ago.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, AG got fired first year of Dame. Doc came in, and then Doc coached his first full year last. So this is year, I guess, 2.5 of Doc. And this is as fiery as I've seen him talking, not as much to the refs, but to his own players. This is as fiery as I've seen him. And it might be because this is a younger group. And so, when Ryan Reynolds was bullshitting in third, Doc was on them boys. Doc, I've seen him yell at Jang often. I mean, and again, it's just, I'm coaching you up. And so, again, not that Doc Rivers has had the best strategy, and we have issues with him, but listen, the team has been better. There are people who said, we talked about this before, there are people who said that the Bucks gave up on him. They clearly didn't. And Doc Rivers has his guys he has his guys playing hard on a nightly basis, and you have to give him some credit for that.
And I think you see with the development of these guards, I think you can attribute that. Yeah, Rajon Rondo, Vin Baker, Darvin Ham, the coaching staff as well. But let's not forget, Doc Rivers was a high-level guard for his tenure in the NBA. And he handled the basketball in Atlanta with him and Spud Webb and stuff like that. New York Knicks, him and, God darn it, who was the point guard? Your boy, Florida State. Heisman Trophy winner.
Charlie Ward.
Didn't play in the NFL. Charlie Ward, yeah. So, I mean, Doc is, hey, look. Doc gets a lot of flack, and sometimes he does. I think what we're seeing now, at least while Giannis is gone, is Doc is really buying into the young boy method of basketball. I've seen over this 10 game streak, 10 games span, he's changed some things. Now, is Doc the greatest coach in the NBA? Are his ideas as progressive as Charles Lee? No. But is Doc the worst coach in the NBA? I don't think so either. And I think he has a ton of knowledge. And you're starting to see that exuded when you see a guy, Coach Ryan Rollins hard. You can hear him yelling at Rollins on the broadcast.
Yep.
And you know what? Rollins, for what it's worth, like you said, Trey, horrible third quarter. And he knew Doc was on his ass. Fourth quarter, he's playing better basketball. Some guys respond better to the hard coaching, and some guys got to be coddled. I never forget, my golf coach would come up to me. I think it was like 2:30 out, Morehouse. So you know what it means, Trey. We really outside more than we focus on golf.
Mm-hmm.
I hit my ball in the water. Coach came up to me. He was like, we can't say what he said, but basically, brother, why you hit it in the water? Read in between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard coaching. Don't nobody want to hear that. Doc is hard. Ryan, what are you doing? And the thing that I love about it that they said during the broadcast, Doc said, I called that play. G did run that play. Hey, man, These kids got to learn to hoop together, man. And he's breeding, and it may not be here through his duration. He may be gone next year and all that stuff. And all you Doc haters, you'll enjoy it. But he is breeding a winning attitude in these guys, and it takes a winner to do that, man.
It absolutely does. So again, I'm like I said, you win game. I call it like I see it every single night, and we get on when you lose, and we'll take the wins and we'll talk about them positively when the Bucks do that. M5 says, did you guys see the Bobby Portis interview talking about Giannis trade and stuff? Basically confirms how awful team vibes were before the deadline. No, I didn't. I don't know that I'm. I don't know that I'm. I know the one you're talking about specifically. I know. I'm assuming it was one of the ones on the show with Michelle Beadle and them. I know he goes on there pretty often. Maybe that's what you're talking about. But I saw something Bobby said. But it seems like he always kind of dismisses it, like we deal with it every year, and I've seen him say stuff like that. But yeah, the vibes. There's no question the vibes seem different on the basketball team. There's no question about it. When Giannis comes back, like I said, hopefully these guys continue to play free and they play open. Just I'm gonna ask you another question. I know we're gonna, like I said, we won't be super long tonight, but I wanted to ask you about Jericho Sims and what is the difference that you're seeing between him and Turner, and why is Jericho Sims, why has he had the impact that he's had so far on this basketball team? I mean, it's talking about the vibe. It just feels like the energy is infectious when he gets in, when he gets one of those big dunks, when he gets in the game immediately. I mean, he's skying for rebounds. Like it's a different level of basketball and intensity when Jericho Sims enters the game. What are you attributing that to?
Man, I like when you're trying to pause yourself, you're trying to get your answers together and stuff. So you'd be like, that's a great question. That's a great question, Trey. But it really is a great question, though, all BS aside. So what I see from Jericho, right? Jericho does the dirty work. He goes in there, rebounds a basketball. In football terms, shout out to Randy Moss, probably one of my most hated guys ever, but probably one of the, it's tough to say he's the greatest, but he's one of the greatest wide receivers. He talks about high pointing the football. Jericho, yeah. He better there, boy. He about to give me all topic talk about his sorry ass Panthers. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, another Panther, Steve Smith. He high points the basketball, and Miles doesn't do that. Giannis did that when he was a little bit younger. He does it sometimes, but he goes up and gets the rebound. But the other thing that he does, he's not. And hey, look, man, I know Doc said it earlier in the year. He's okay with the moving screens sometimes, occasionally for him, and I'm okay with it too. Because you know what? You pick the hell out of Dennis Schroeder. What's he thinking next time he runs around there? Oh, that big dude Jericho. I don't want to get hit. And that's what your guards think. So Jericho is a bottle of energy that you need. He plays good defense. We talked about it last night. 94 feet on Jaime. He's going to move his feet. His boy named Jaime. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think it's Jaime Jaquez.
Yeah, him. That dude. Him too. But he moves his feet. He's an athletic freak, and he's going to do everything. And Miles is a very good basketball player. Miles has a fit on this team. Miles is struggling right now. I know one of the homies in the chat said he's suffering from plantar fasciitis, and he's struggling from a hip flexor and all that.
Who got plantar fasciitis? I thought Rollins had plantar fasciitis. They saying Miles got plantar fasciitis too?
I might have misread it. It might be calf strain. It's something. Miles got
a calf issue.
What they say in hockey? Lower body injury.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. And then in hockey, you'll come back, lower body injury, due to play the whole Stanley Cup playoffs, and they'll be like, yeah, he played with a torn groin, a sprained MCL, and a torn ankle ligament. It's just crazy. But I really think that Jericho is just playing at a high level. He's rebounding the basketball. He's going up for the blocks. And Jared Allen, part of the reason that he kind of stymied on the second half, yeah, a lot of Kyle Kuzma, but a lot of Jericho Sims too. And he's tough. And he's not. Almost did a Trey and a Chris King. I say, them fake rebounds and ain't no fake rebounds with Jericho Sims.
Oh, not
and
at
ain't
all.
no fake tough guy energy with him either. He's gonna bow up, put his chest into you, and you're gonna have to go through that, man, if you're gonna score. And if Jared Allen scored on him a few times, hats off to him. But Jericho is the straw that stirs the drink for this Milwaukee Bucks basketball team at the current moment. And it can change from a night-to-night basis, and that's the beautiful thing about being deep, man. We ain't in that shallow end no more.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right, and I agree, man. It is Again, it's the energy, and somebody else in the chat who said it. James Moore said he has impact because he's playing like a guy who knows if he doesn't give effort, he's washed out of the league, like Pat Bev. And yeah, he's a guy. Again, we said it before, but he's a guy who he plays, to your point, Justin. You always say, to the front and the back of his basketball card, and his card says jump high, athletic, dunk, play above the rim, set hard screen. That's what he does. Every single, and what I like about Jericho is I know what to expect every single night. He is very consistent in what he's gonna do and his effort level. And again, the biggest thing about him we talked was just hand-eye coordination. You can get it at his highest point, but you gotta actually come down with it. And he seems to be doing that at a much better rate.
Can't wait to see him play against Cat too, man. Like, bring that soft boy in here. Because one thing about, like, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I hope I ain't overstepping, man. You know, we got a lot of love for Jericho Sims, but you watch him interact with the fans before the game and stuff like that. He's an introvert. That's a good thing. That's great though. You don't know what he does. You don't know if he likes kittens. You don't know if he likes Legos. You don't know if he likes to dye his hair yellow. You don't know if he wants to go to New York Fashion Week. You don't know if he wants to speak at Harvard. But one thing I do know, and that's no diss to anybody on this team, because we understand what these guys' interests are and kind of who they are off the floor. He's not telling dad jokes. He's going to go get a rebound. And if you give him that ball inside that paint, he's trying to dunk on somebody's mama. Not them, but their mama. And that's the type of dudes we need. We talk about it a lot with our Wisconsin teams. You want a dog on that floor. That's what Jericho Sims is. And he's just a quiet dog, which is better to me than running your mouth all the darn time sometimes.
Well, to your point, we have there are a lot of there are a lot of dogs. Well, let me say it's not a lot. There are some dogs on this basketball team. Like, I think, to your point, I think Jericho Sims is a dog. I think KPJ is a dog. I think Ryan Rollins got a lot of dog in him too.
He almost got a tech. He almost got that tech tonight. When Schroeder fell out of bounds, if you saw, I think Kuz grabbed him. He was like this.
He was over him. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, no, I love it too. I love when Detroit comes out of. Let's see, Yuli X Yuli says, "What is your preferred starting five?" It's just so tough to. I mean, if you're talking about without Giannis, it's got to be KPJ, Rollins. I think it's KPJ, Rollins. It sucks because I do see the impact from Green. I think it would be Green.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably go Kuz and Jericho is probably where I probably with this group. Now when Giannis comes back, I'd probably start Turner. But again, realistically though, you can't not start Turner because he probably have a fit. So to protect feelings, you probably have to play Turner. But if you just ask me just straight up who am I starting, I would go Rollins, KPJ, Green, Kuz, Sims. But the other thing is I'd probably be matchup dependent because if I play a team like Toronto, I'll play a team with big wings, I would probably I might throw Jang in there and I might throw Jang at the 3. And that's just how I would, just because I want a little bit bigger of a matchup. Or now you could throw AJ to 2 and take Rollins out of the starting lineup and have if you thought, again, it just depends on how the impact you think that Green has. And but again, maybe I'm giving a lot of qualifiers. I'm doing my JT, but maybe it's about how quick. If we start the game, we getting out rebounded, quick hooks, and we moving. If we start the game, AJ Green hitting a bunch of threes, cool, we sticking with it. And I'm very that's how I think about stuff. When I play 2K, when I was on 2K, see that's the difference though, Justin. You have to set a routine and kind of stick with it in the NBA because that's what players expect, and that's kind of everybody kind of has to know, hey, where are your minutes coming, I play 2K. If somebody's thinking it up, they coming out the game. That's how I used to play it.
Now, I like a lot of your starting lineup. However, I don't all the way agree with it, but that's okay though, man. My boy Trey was out here at he was out there on Betty's Ford Road at the Waffle House for a second. He's waffling a little bit. I'm gonna go. I like the guard lineup you talked about though. Rollins and KPJ are definite for me, and they're just kind of cemented in. AJ Green doesn't come off the basketball court to me because he's a plus 15, plus 12, plus 18, plus he's a plus whatever. And he catches fire and it's crazy. I'll probably go Kuz at the 4, and then I'm gonna go Miles to start out at the 5. Now, a couple things. So with your Jericho, first of all, we might win a damn opening tip. Them Habitat for Humanity for Milwaukee or whatever that money goes to, Miles Turner.
Well, they ain't getting nothing this year.
Sheesh. We in the studio, bro. We a 1-bedroom studio because Miles has won 2 tips a whole year. I mean, we better off letting Ant Edwards jump for us and stuff like that. But my thing with Miles, we know what Miles is capable of at times at his highest level. And that's higher than what Jericho can do offensively. But I give him that quick leash, though. Same thing with AJ. If you out here and you missing everything, hey, bro, come sit down. Come sit next to Vin real quick. We're going to get you back in there, but we got to give it to the hot hand. And that's where Cam has to keep the composure, though, because you will have a guy who's pulled quickly if you get there. But when Giannis comes back, obviously switch in with Kuz. Kuz comes off the bench. And if you need to go into a bigger lineup, though, I would sit Green then. But would I sit Green? I keep Kuz, I keep Turner, and I put Jericho in there. Like against Toronto and stuff like that, put Jericho Sims in there. He's athletic enough against Scotty Barnes to move his feet against him. We just got to make sure he don't get in foul trouble, man. But Miles has the ability, and we saw it tonight, to hit shots from deep and to hold the team accountable on the defensive end, and he's a threat on that offensive end. Unfortunately, with Jericho, as time goes on, he's going to become more of that liability. Not as much as what Ajax is, because he's going to do his job, but he comes a little bit of a liability. But Jericho Sims, phenomenal basketball player, man.
Global Executive Media says Miles Turner had a great night, and y'all still don't like him. It's crazy why y'all hate on this man. Again, I'm not hating on it. Again, you can't be 7 feet tall and give me 3 rebounds like that. Like that. Again, and it's not hate. I mean, I guess I'd ask Global Executive: is Doc Rivers hating on him too? Because Doc Rivers is not. It's not just about minutes. Like Jericho Sims is closing games over Miles Turner. Like Doc Rivers is making the decision. Like you say, Justin, it ain't who starts, it's who finishes. Doc Rivers is he's telling you with his closing lineups who he trusts more on the floor to end the games. And he's showing you it's Jericho Sims. At the end of the day, it's about you have to be able to produce. And if you're not producing, you have to sit down. And Miles Turner, I mean, somebody said it. I think they said either on here on Twitter or something. They were like, Miles Turner he's a 2 guard in a center's body. Like, I mean, he plays like AJ Green. He's chucking threes all night. That's what he does. For the most part, he's chucking threes, and he's playing around the perimeter. And so if it again, it's just not. Again, when I think about what not that we need a true center, but who plays the position the best for what this team needs. Now again, maybe that's different when Giannis is on the floor, but for what this team needs, there's no question it's Jericho Sims, and tonight was an example of that. Like Jericho's 11 and 11 was 10 times more impactful than Miles' 15 and 3. And again, you need the 15 and 3 too. And I'm not. He can shoot the ball.
Okay.
There's a role. There's a role. But again, $25 million. How much Jericho Sims make?
Probably a couple million, few million.
Yeah.
So I do think that every minute that Miles played was super impactful tonight, though, right? Like it was. Those points were big, and like you said it earlier, 2-point basketball game. Every single one of them we needed. But Global Exec, my brother. Or my sister, I don't know. It's a thing you don't know. Either way, hate on Miles is crazy. Like, Well, at least I'm gonna just speak for me because y'all boys be on that Moesha stuff, which is crazy work.
It's a Tina Turner rolling, rolling,
Y'all silly.
rolling on the river.
I think Miles, he has a fit on this team and maybe even potentially a long-term fit. But global exec, my guy, my gal, you cannot deny the fact that Miles is playing. Here we go, back to my phrase, right? Shout out to Tim Allen. Basketball card, baseball card comes from the legendary Tim Allen, by the way. Miles has not played to the back of his basketball card, period. He's a much better basketball player than we've seen in his previous 10 years to now. Can he play better? God damn it, I hope he can, because what we're seeing now is not the level that we expect from a Miles Turner. We expect the same guy that terrorized our Milwaukee Bucks forever. Okay, I'm sorry, sister. Ma'am, my apologies. Global exec is like, it's a corporate thing. We don't know male, female, so we want to be politically correct. But ma'am, Miles is a good basketball player. He has the utmost talent, but we might be getting to the point, and I hate to say this because I love everybody that wears Bucks on the front, and I got 2 Miles jerseys at the crib right now. 2 of them joints. He may not be the right fit for us. And it's no hate to him, but we're doing this. We're doing something for him that may not even be the best interest for his basketball career. So maybe, someone said it the other night, maybe the idea is to package Miles, package my mayor, and if you can get Bam from Miami, that we saw in the chat something like that. And I mean, if we get Bam on Milwaukee, I'm gonna tell you, we can bring somebody real special on the show. So I'm gonna tell you, got some connections. But look, we're not hating on Miles. We want Miles to do well. But I mean, we live on every bounce of the basketball here on this.
Yep.
We're here. We're only in the moment. Is Miles a bad basketball player? Absolutely not. Has Miles lived up to what we thought he was going to be? No. Absolutely not either. And it's just a fact. And one quick thing, when my boy Guru talked about that Detroit love, King of Kings, we knew you was going to come in here with that. But yeah, we make sure we big you up every time with your Bucks on, because I know you got them on watching us.
Yeah. No, I'm with you all steps away on that. All right, Justin, 118-116 was the final tonight. Bucks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Anything else you want to get at before we get to go to Twitter and see what Twitter had to say on the game?
Nah, we can go to Twitter, but this look around, we about to go crazy because it's CIAA week, my brother.
There we go. You know what it is. All right, the Wisconsin kid, your boy, says,
welcome back.
Don't ever want to hear the Rollins versus KJ debate again. Miles Turner needs to be traded this summer. He's a joke. Sims turned out to be a decent role player. Good to see. At Sung345.
Welcome back, brother.
We won and we look good, but the Cavs look scary. They now have good perimeter defenders to complement Mitchell and Harden. They have a ton of depth and a great coach in Atkinson, dark horse contender. At Drew Barringer says, way too close against a team missing their 3 best players. But our guards pulled it out for the Bucks again. Just get Giannis back and let's go. At Ellis is ready says that was a fun ass game to watch. Let's go. # green and growing. At Inked Up 615 says I'm one of the fans most Bucks fans hate right now. I'm super curious to see what this team looks like if we do trade Giannis for good players instead of picks. At Bucks in Philly says great win through adversity. This Bucks team is showing toughness. I still believe this team can make it to the play-in. At Yuli X Yuli says AJ Green game high +15. At T-Bone 315 says I'm so pleasantly surprised I had to shut it off a few minutes into the 4th. At Steve 236911 says 5 free throws to their 30. BF and serious. He also said Dennis fumbled the bad scrotum is the biggest free throw merchant, and Ryan was on his ass like back pockets. And last one from Kakaro Soto, 5 low, says KPFN J. Trina knows CIAA had not returned to Charlotte.
Nah, they up in B more, sweetie. Hey, look, so Drew Barringer, like, I get it. And you're absolutely right, missing three of their big cognate pieces. But one thing to keep in mind, what I noticed during the basketball game, and I forgot it earlier on, when they're doing all that pressing stuff, and you see a Jericho Sims out there catching the ball on the wings and stuff like that, and holding it and moving it, if that's Giannis, that's guaranteed 2 points. Somebody getting dunked on. So it Giannis changes the whole scope of this. And just remember that juggernaut of a Cavs team that beat us 7 times in a row. We snapped that streak tonight. We've played them tough without Giannis, without Dame, now without both of them. Just let's take our wins, because we only got we a lot less wins and losses or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, Trey.
Quack Me said Big Purr versus Moesha. Can't wait for that matchup.
Yo, yeah, that's crazy.
Dan P. Joe says we got Kitty Cat next. Yeah, it's gonna be funny. Y'all wildin'. All right, let's do it. Game balls tonight in a 118-116 win over the Cavaliers. Justin, go ahead. Who are you giving your game ball to? You can really go a lot of different places here.
Yeah, I think we got to give out 2 apiece. We got to give out 1 for the homies that's missing, man. I think that's the right thing to do, especially it's just so many game balls to go tonight. So my first one, man, I got to go to my guy, man. You know, the only fro that matters, the only hair that matters in that matchup. He turned Jared Allen into his hoe.
Wait.
I'm gonna go big body Sims. 11-11, aka my hair better than yours, aka I'm dunking on you, aka James Harden, did your little broke thumb enjoy the matchup tonight, aka Dennis Schroeder, we know you ain't jumping in front of this train, aka go and get it off the rim, I do it. And then if I give up one more, if that's cool with you, Guru.
Go ahead.
I'm tough, man. I'm torn, but I only gonna give out 2. You know, I give out everyone. I give one to
the
fans.
Point in doing the game ball. You give out to the damn whole team.
I give it to everybody. I give it to the fans. I give it to Melanie Ricks. I give it to Marcus Johnson. I give it to Bango. I'm gonna let you go. Then we go. You get one, and we go again. We go. Right.
All right. So I'll do my game ball to the man who hit the game winner tonight. KPJ 28-5. 5 steals tonight, 1 block, 10 of 16 from the field. KPJ gets my game ball, a.k.a. Scooter, a.k.a. Sakuda, a.k.a. my hair's still holding up, a.k.a. game winner, a.k.a. I ain't coming out the starting lineup.
Better tell him. So if I had to get the other one, then I was gonna go there too. That's why I had to, pause it, let the homie go. I'm gonna go Ryan Rollins, man. Here's why I'm going Ryan Rollins, man. Because he battled through adversity and he made a lot of clutch plays in that 4th quarter, which got us to that finish line. Great defensive effort on Dennis Schroeder on that last play. So, AKA, the only thing I'm stealing is Cleveland Cavalier dribblers. AKA, yeah, Detroit, what up, though? AKA, got the Bucks on. AKA, I am the Buck. AKA, who them guards trying to check me? AKA Schroeder a hoe too.
Second game ball.
Gonna be out of pocket.
Second game ball. I'm gonna give out. I'm gonna have to double up because I am gonna give my second game ball to Jericho Sims. You said the only fraud that matters. Jericho Sims gets my game ball, double, 11, 2 assists. Jericho Sims game ball, a.k.a. Jumping Jericho, a.k.a. call me Anderson Varejao.
Ooh. Love it. Love it, especially playing them Cavs.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. All right, let's look around the NBA tonight, see what happened. The Rockets beat the Kings 128-97. The Warriors beat the Grizzlies tonight 133-112. The Spurs win their 10th in a row 110-107. I think you really, I mean, they are title contenders. I'm saying they are 100% title contenders. No question about it. The Pistons beat
great fans too, man.
Yeah,
great, just great place, man. Like I would tell you, sorry, I mean to cut you, but if you have the opportunity to go to San Antonio, man, those folks really appreciate that team. Reminds me a lot of Milwaukee. And hey, look, them dudes can hoop down there, man.
They absolutely can. They absolutely can hoop. Pistons beat the Thunder tonight, 124-116.
Oh, solid.
Thunder were missing some guys. That was billed as like some big matchup. But OKC's missing a bunch of players. And then ESPN right now, Celtics Nuggets. It's 61-59. Boston's on top of the Denver Nuggets at the moment, late into the third quarter. The only other thing I was gonna say, I don't know if you saw, but Laurie Markkinen is supposed to be getting an MRI on his ankle or hip or something like that. So they're trying to shut him down. Did you see that Adam Silver, the NBA, is actually going to send an independent doctor down there to basically confirm that he's actually hurt? So again, the NBA really trying to crack down on this tanking. And that's what we're seeing right now. Again, teams just like I say, making up injuries, but that's what the league is basically looking into, and they're saying we're not going to allow this or to let this keep going. So it is interesting to see what that's the step the league is taking to try and circumvent taking to the point where they are now not taking team medicals at their word for it. They're gonna come behind you and check to make sure guys are actually injured.
Yeah, man. I mean, and it just seems like no matter what, when the Milwaukee Bucks would play X, Y, and Z, we would always not get that opportunity, right? It always seems like it'd go to the Charlotte Hornets, in this year's case, the Atlanta Hawks or whoever it may be. But now you're seeing a good majority of the league almost tanking. You're seeing guys like, I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man. So you see a lot of these teams, they trying to hoe us, Trey. That's why you see the B team coming out there and they're like, yeah, y'all
Yeah, I
dudes,
don't
like you
mind
said
it.
earlier. And we gonna take these wins no matter who's there, who's not. We got to get to this play in. As far as marketing, man, if he's hurt, let the brother be hurt. But hey, man, Utah knows what they're doing, and they're trying to build something for the future, and that's the way that this NBA is gonna go. I mean, you got to fix it. Same thing like with Major League Baseball. It's going to continue to go to the Los Angeles. Like all these sports, there's a significant flaw. I think the one sport that doesn't have the flaw, correct me if I'm wrong, is the NFL. You don't see a lot of that stuff. I mean, you see some of it, but it's not as bad as what it is NBA wise. So we gotta hone this up. But right now, man, if you want to lose, please get on the Milwaukee Bucks schedule because we need all the wins we can have.
Yeah, and I think to your point, it doesn't work in NFL because like tanking in that means you are tanking for. I mean, it like in basketball terms, one guy can turn everything around for you. Like Wimby can change everything for a San Antonio. Like one guy at the top of the draft can just change your fortunes for in the NFL. It just doesn't work like that. Again, as a surefire quarterback, maybe, but again, in the NFL, you got to be committed to the tank because you got to the worst, literally the worst team is gonna get it. There's not like you can kind of luck your way into it by being fifth or sixth worst and having these same odds. But yeah, when it just doesn't wait in the NFL. One guy can't just change. Like Tennessee had number one pick, got Cam Ward, ass. Like it don't work like that. You have to build an actual team. Um, just because of how the NFL is structured. And yeah, tank, like I said, the only you have to commit to a full multi-year tank for that to even work. And it's just not worth it when you think about what you're putting your fans through and the fact that so many teams you can flip this thing around. Clayton says don't tell the Raiders that, but you can flip this thing around and easily be right back into contention very quickly. And again, that's another difference about the NFL and NBA as well.
Yeah, man. For our CIAA, we have Virginia State get a quarterfinal win tonight. Fayetteville State just snuck out with a win. I think they're playing Bowie State, man. So, two HBCU alums on this joint. You gonna get a little bit of the CIAA stuff. You got the MEAC coming up. We'll keep our eyes abreast. I'm a free agent right now since our athletic program is kind of in steadfast. We kind of pause it a little bit. So we're gonna root for the mighty Bison
Let's
in
go.
that joint. And we're gonna have to we gonna have to get a MEAC championship. But only we got this Wisconsin game right now here. Oregon is 26. I was hoping he made it. 26-25 Badgers. out there in that god awful, ugly court in Oregon. But them boys, they have some hell of a PEs out there in Oregon, man. I'm gonna tell you something. If my grandson can hoop, if he can play football, I want you to go to Oregon because Papa J need every PE.
Need
I'm be
all
72
this,
years
yeah.
old with the joint. And they Packer colors too, bro.
Need all the swag, all the gear. Yeah,
All the fun.
good stuff, good stuff. Anything else you want to get at before we get up out of here?
Nah, man, I think we really just need to take a quick look tomorrow at the schedule because we're in that we control our own destiny, but I think we need to keep our eyes on the prize. So I just wanted to see real quick what we got tomorrow.
Yeah, because the Hornets had again another one. Hornets had the Pacers who were tanking, and the Hawks had the Wizards. That's what I was talking about the schedule. Hornets
And the
have
Heat got the Sixers.
Heat had a Sixers, which is gonna be that. I guess that's technically a good one. Either whoever loses, that's probably okay. There, and then you do have the Rockets and the Magic, which obviously you'd want um Houston to win that, and then yeah, you look Friday. You look on the Friday side of things. Bucks have the Knicks, and yeah, there's nothing else going on. And then Saturday, Hornets had the Blazers.
I'll be
And
there Saturday with your cousin. We in the building.
okay.
You need to pull up too. It's HBCU night.
Well, that's in the afternoon. Oh, I'm gonna be at a party. I'm at a birthday party Saturday. And he had a Rockets. So I mean, and then you look at Sunday, Bucks have the Bulls, which should be a win. Hawks got the Blazers. So I mean, again, they just have a really they have a schedule that's just not it's just aren't it's just not a tough schedule for the Hornets. Then on two, I'm just looking at March 3rd. Hornets had the Mavericks. Heat have the Nets. Magic have the Wizards. Like there's just really not a lot of scheduling coming up where teams that the Bucks need to lose are tough. And then of
But
course
the
you do have
Blazers playing better basketball though.
yeah
They're a good solid. They're solid. They're what 10th in the West if I'm not mistaken.
yeah they're not bad, they're not bad. But yeah, it's just a lot of, like I said, I really can't wait for it's going to take to the start of the first of March really. So that's when the Bucks have to kind of keep pace for the next week or so. But as long as they can do that, then I think the schedule picks up. The Bucks end up playing Atlanta at some point. The Bucks they're gonna have Atlanta. They got Miami again. And I think the Bucks can have they can have a tiebreak over Miami with one more win, I believe. So because they already have it over, like you said, Charlotte and Atlanta. So yeah, we'll see how it all turns out.
I think
Um,
we got to get to James Moore question though, because he's been asking this for a few shows,
let's-
man. Knows what your Bucks jerseys are, top 5, or should we take
uh,
should we do that as like a topic on the next show so we get a chance to look them up? See,
yeah.
because James, like that's tough, man. Like if you ask me off the cuff, I mean, you see, I'm in the purple and green tonight, so I'd probably go all 3 of those.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it, everybody. So that way we can get everybody's opinion on that maybe on next time we get
James,
everybody in.
we gonna write that mug down and we
Yeah.
gonna come. We gonna come back to it.
Yeah, James.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he has asked a few times. So yeah, we'll get to it. Do know that the Cream City jerseys will be on my list. So know that.
that's good.
For sure.
It's just a
Um,
great time though, man. Like I just remember, man, and like Trina said earlier, CIAA coming back to Charlotte. It needs to be in Charlotte, it needs to be in Raleigh, it needs to be in the Carolinas, man. Like it's just something about our state that exudes basketball. You got majority of the schools here, and it's a movie when you pull up there. So, but it's all good. I'm so focused on a George Webb win streak, man. I guess if I have to eat cardboard, I'm not going to eat actual cardboard. So maybe I eat a Hardee's burger on air live. That's the equivalent of cardboard, isn't it?
Hardee's is decent, man. All these restaurants, I feel like aren't like Hardee's. I don't think they're gonna make it. Burger
Hardee's,
King's not gonna make it. Wendy's not gonna make it. Arby's not gonna make. There's a lot of these little fast food restaurants. I think in the next 10 years, you won't see too many of them. All right, let's cut it there. 118, 116 Bucks beat the Cavs tonight. We appreciate everybody. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate everybody for joining us. Of course, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us, and we appreciate it 100%. As always, again, if you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit that like button on the way out. If you believe in this Milwaukee Bucks team, hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. We greatly appreciate it. Please tell a friend, tell another friend about the Creepy Girls is the best Milwaukee Bucks game in all of the land. This has been Cream City Media Group production from the Group
Justin.
for Enemy Enemies, only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no wood nickels.